I'm going to start this video off by saying, be mindful of the company that you keep. This is LJ. LJ had just turned 18 years old on April 7th. On April 11th, he told his mom that he'll be right back. He left with his best friend, Jamel Jamison, who lives in the same complex as he did. LJ's mom stated that LJ knew to be home by midnight because that was his curfew. Around 11:30, she noticed that she didn't hear from LJ, so she called him a couple times and didn't get an answer. After she started to worry, she decided to call his friend Jamel. Jamel told her that LJ was in the bathroom and that he had left his phones in the car. Shortly after, she realized that it was getting even later and still no call from LJ, so she decided to look at his location. Upon looking at his location, it seemed as if LJ was on his way home. But then she shortly realized that he passed his home and now his location stated that he was at his friend's Jamel's house. His mom grew suspicious and decided to go over to Jamel's house. When she got there, no sign of LJ. The lights in Jamel's house was off. She tried to call and received no answer. That's when she took matters into her own hands and decided to go to the park that they were at, which was called Viscay Park. She called the police and filed a missing persons report. 3 days after, LJ's body was found in the river in the park that him and his friend Jamel Jamison was last seen. According to the authorities, they ruled LJ's death as an accident. He drowned. Now, I'm going to give my opinion on the situation because this sounds crazily fishy. For starters, his mom learned that Jamel actually called his parents and him and his parents went to the park to search for LJ and did not call or notify his mom that he was missing at that time. Why would you not call, especially a child, why would you not inform his parents? Especially with your parents and the parents, why wouldn't you call her if he supposedly was missing? That's something that should have been reported right away. Also, why would he leave both of his phones in the car around 11:30? From what I gathered from his mom, he was a very respectable and responsible child. The fact that they said he drowned just sounds crazy to me because he knew how to swim. So how did he drown? Also, why were the cops not called? Why were the cops called after his mom called the cops? That's another fishy thing. There's a lot of holes in this story, and it sickens me that the story did not get the proper exposure that it was supposed to get. For starters, Jamel Jamison and his family needs to be thoroughly investigated, but unfortunately this case was closed. I'm just going to give my opinion on what I feel happened that night. Something happened in that car. And Jamel knows exactly what happened, and he has everything to do with LJ's death. I feel like he panicked. He called his parents, and his parents came to his aid and helped him put LJ's body in the river to make it look like it was an accident. Now, LJ's mom said that 3 days after his death, she had 2 dreams. The first dream was LJ came to her, and she said anytime she was disappointed in him, he'd always hang his head low. She said when he walked up to her, he took her hand and placed a blue bag in her hand. When she looked at it, she said, "This is fentanyl. This is what killed you." He put his head down and he walked away. Now that's a powerful dream, and I don't know about anybody else, but I'm a very spiritual person. And they always say that the ones who went on usually do come back, especially if they're not at ease or not at peace. They do come back. And I feel like that was his moment to tell his mom exactly what happened. And he was disappointed in himself that he probably took the drugs knowing what it was, or he probably didn't know what it was. But regardless of the fact, Jamel left him to die. It honestly, to me, it seems like a setup. And it's so crazy. Literally, 4 days after his birthday, this happens. One thing my mom always told me was to be very careful, extremely careful around your birthday, holidays, and special occasions, because that's usually around the time that things tend to happen. It's sad too, because this was supposed to be your best friend. Your best friend. So if this was your best friend and your best friend was in need or something happened, regardless of what, why didn't you act right away on it? Why did it take you so long to say something? And to see that even after the whole ordeal, neither him nor his parents have came by to say anything to LJ's mom, let alone send any type of condolences. That screams guilty to me. If this wasn't enough for me to feel like I can't trust people, then I don't know what. It's worse enough that I don't. I don't trust a person as far as I could throw them. And trust me, I don't think I could lift any human being up and throw them anywhere. It's always the people that's closest to you that will do the most damage. His mom said they were best friends. This boy used to eat at her house, go on vacations with them. LJ had just started a car wash company and hired his best friend. His mom said he loved him so much that if she gave him $60, LJ was going to give his friend $30. That speaks volume of loyalty and what friendship meant to him. Jamel Jameson, if you are watching this right now, come forth, because I know for a fact that you cannot sleep at night. Guilt is stronger than any disease. And you need to give his mom what she deserves, and that's answers. She deserves to know the truth. Can you at least give her that much? And for his parents, you should be ashamed of yourself. What if that was your kid? How would you feel? To LJ's mom, Shemaine, I pray for your healing. I did watch her live, and I know you said that it's not going to heal. That void cannot be filled. And I don't know how you're feeling right now, but I'm sending you an abundance of love, prayer, and strength. And I hope that at some point, whenever that is, you can find ease and comfort. Take this as a lesson learned, y'all. And don't feel because a person is your friend or you've known them for X amount of years that they owe you any loyalty. Because at any given time, people could do you so wrong for the littlest things. And the worst hatred is hidden hatred. Be mindful.